Governing the church sometimes is difficult, as Jesus taught and traced the way how was going to be in the church, since he left and appointed his apostles over the earth to bring the gospel to all nations and then to unfold what was later on known as the church around the world, the universal and Catholic Church. Since then, through bishops, governing the church has been taking different levels of service. And that's how Jesus intended service was to be understood in the church. Instead of speaking of positions and ruling, Jesus Christ intended that in the church gotta be different, had to be different. And that difference is the level of services and equality in the eyes of God. And that's what we have been preaching and teaching around the world, teaching in all cultures, in every generations, and have been little by little being more applicable and more preachable in the ambos, and not only in the ambos but also in a general way. Well, today the church presented in the first reading of Samuel the way God acted, the way God selected, the way God chose the anointed one that he wanted to send out to preach and to bring prophecies and messages to his people. And the passage said that 7 sons were presented, but none of them were found to be the right one. And then the youngest one was called to be and to be handed over the mission to preach and bring the message of God to the people. And that's how God works. No, it's being a whole of change in the mindset of the church, and especially in the mindset of hierarchy in the church, that the Pope selects to appoint bishops out of those men serving the people, which we lost, unfortunately. For so many years, we lost that. Bishops were not appointed out of those serving the people. And then, all of a sudden, many bishops are not happy about Pope Francis, because he's chosen the lowly ones, those who are humble enough to serve the people, and those who are humble enough to accept the poorest churches and communities around the world to do their priestly service. And that has been like a shocking change in the mindset of the church now, and has been very difficult to understand for so many. But for many of us as well in the church, has given us the sense that we are going back again to the right direction. We are going into bringing into service and giving the meaning that servicing in the church has, and especially for those who choose to serve the people and not being in an office writing letters to anyone, letters that not many are reading letters that people don't care. My brothers and sisters, let us continue praying that the church may continue moving on in that direction which Jesus himself intended, and that service may gain once again the importance that it has because of humility and humbleness, and not because of academics and friendship.